Hello everyone, welcome to Govind Education. Today we are going to start the topic tenses in English grammar. So what are tenses? Tenses indicates the time of an action or event. It will tell you any action or event with respect of time. I'll try to cover maximum in this lecture. But still, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section below. I'll try to make a detailed video on that particular topic. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So we have three types of tenses. First is your present tense, which describes the action happening right now. Presently, what action is happening? It is described by present tense. Present tense describes the action which is happening now. Past tense describes the action which happened in the past. And future tense describes the action which will happen in the future. Okay. So these three tenses are further divided into four subparts. They are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous tense. First is simple tense. As the name suggests, it will show you the journal actions. In continuous form, we will have actions which are in progress. In perfect tense, we refer completed action with reference to time. And perfect continuous, in that we will use ongoing actions with the time duration. So how all this is going to work, that I will tell you one by one. From the very beginning, we will start from the present tense. In present tense, we will go for simple present tense. Simple present tense are used for journal truths, habits or your regular actions. The structure of the sentence will be subject plus your verb's first form plus s or es plus any object. So here are some examples. She writes a letter. Subject is she. She is your subject. Plus verb's first form is write. S or es will come according to singular. She is a singular. So writes, it will become writes. S form lag jayega. A letter, object is letter. So here it is subject plus verb's first form plus s or es plus object. With the singular, we know it will come s or es. The second example is the sun rises in the east. They play football every Sunday. Play, because they are plural. So plays nahi aayega, play aayega. Next tense is present continuous tense. In present continuous, we will use ing form. How we will use? Subject plus is am are, because it's present. So we will use is am are plus verb's first form plus ing plus object. So here are some examples. She is writing a letter. Is. She is a subject. Is writing ing. Write verb's first form plus ing, writing a letter. Second example. They are playing. They are plural. So are is used. Are playing football now. I am studying English. So we have next present perfect tense. In present perfect tense, we know that action which is completed with the reference of time. Okay, so used for action that have just finished. For finished actions, we will use verbs third form, past participle form we will use, plus have or has, have. Subject and object will remain the same. So here are the example. She has written 3 books. She has written. Verbs third form. I have visited London. They have lived here since 2010. Next is present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous will tell you ongoing actions with reference of time. Actions that are started in the past and are still continue. Here we will use has, have been. Has, have been. So after using has, have been, we will use verbs first form plus ing plus object, and we will use since and for. Where we will use since and where we will use for. Since refers to the previous point in time. For refers to the period of time. For example, we lived in this house for 30 years. It is telling you the period of time, like 30 years, 3 years, 4 hours, etc. And since is referring to previous point of time. For example, we have lived in this house since we got married. Previous point, since we got married. So here are some examples. She has been writing, verbs first form plus ing, writing a book for 2 hours. For period of time. They have been playing football since morning. Previous point of time, since morning. I have been studying English for 3 months. Next is past tense. Now in past tense we have simple past tense. Past tense is used for completed actions in the past. So the structure of the sentence will be subject plus verbs second form plus object. Simple it is. For example, she wrote a letter. She wrote a letter. Subject is she, wrote is verb second form, letter is object. They played football yesterday. I bought a new car. Second will be past continuous tense. Actions that were happening at the specific time in the past. So it is continuous. It were happening. So we will use ing, was, were. So the structure of the sentence will be subject plus was, were plus verbs first form plus ing. Examples are she was writing a letter at 5 p.m. They were playing. Was, were plus verbs first form plus ing plus object football. They were playing football when I arrived. I was studying when the phone rang. Next is past perfect tense. So what these actions will tell you? Used for actions completed before another past action. We will have structure of the sentence subject plus had plus verbs third form plus object. Here are some example. She had written Had plus verbs third form. Had written a letter. Object is letter. Before he arrived. They had played football before it started raining. I had studied English before the exam. Next is past perfect continuous. Perfect continuous, that means the actions that were ongoing at a specific past event of time. So we will use here subject plus had been plus verbs first form plus ing and object and since for according to time, as I told you earlier. For example, she had been, we will use had been, verbs first form plus ing, writing a letter for 2 hours before I came or before he came. They had been playing football since morning. Next we'll come to future tense. It is used for action that will happen in the future. Will आ जाएगा इसके साथ. We will use will, shall plus verbs first form. For example, she will write a letter. They will play football. I will buy a new car next year. Future continuous tense. Used for action that will be happening at a specific time in future. For that we will use subject plus will be plus verbs first form plus ing. We will use will be in future continuous tense. She will be writing a letter at 5 p.m. They will be playing football when you arrive. I will be studying at this time tomorrow. Will be plus verbs first form plus ing. Next is future perfect tense. It is used for action that will be completed before a specific future time. Okay, it is going to be completed. So we will use verbs third form in this. Will have plus verb third form. Okay, so examples are she will have written a letter by tomorrow. They will have played football before you arrive. I will have completed my studies by next year. Next is your future perfect continuous. The actions that will be ongoing up to a specific future point. So the structure of the sentence will be will have been plus verbs first form plus ing plus object since and for according to time. For example, she will have been writing a letter for 2 hours by 6 p.m. They will have been playing football since morning. I will have been studying English for 3 months before exam. In nutshell, I'll tell you. In present tense, we used is, am, are. We used has plus verbs third form. In perfect continuous, we use has been plus verbs first form plus ing plus since and for. In present. In past, instead of is, am, are, we use was, were, and we use had plus verbs third form. And in perfect continuous, we use had been plus verbs first form plus ing plus since and for. In future, we are using will, shall. and future perfect will be plus verbs third form. And for future continuous we are using will have been. Verbs first form plus ing plus since or for. So here you have to remember a little about the structure of the sentence. So then it will be much easier for you to continue with the tenses. I hope tenses are clear. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel Govind Education. Thank you. Bye bye.